Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Sunday afternoon edition of the Offside Zone. I'm your man, Flathead Willie. As you can see, the Tulane Green Wave are up there, sitting at 76 overall, 10-0, 6-0 in the American Conference. With their recruiting notes, 8 commits. Coach Duke continues to build one of America's deepest classes with 8 commitments already in the fold and many on the way. The Green Wave have placed a premium on offensive playmakers, landing multiple skill position prospects to fuel the future. Quarterbacks McCary and Reeves will give Tulane the competition at the game's most important position, ensuring the future remains bright at the Green Wave. Now, they added 2 talented running backs also, McNabb and Lawton. Signals Coach Duke's commitment to a physical, balanced offense, guys. I mean, with the additions of receiver Doggins headlining the class as another weapon, I mean, he's going to be capable of stretching the opposing defenses. Momentum on the recruiting trail. Tulane's got an undefeated season with Green, and they're capitalizing on national exposure with on-field success. Winning games get you ranked, guys. While you're recruiting, get you championships. Coach Duke doesn't look like he's just chasing a CFP playoff berth. He's trying to build Tulane into a program that could stay in the national conversation for years to come, it looks like to me. But now moving on, Coach Nacho Report. Coach Nacho Report. So let's take a look here. Let's move on down here at Sac State. Actually, you know what? While we're on Tulane, let's just finish up with their coverage. I think it's worth noting that the second half of the season here, guys, as you can see there, Levi the Keystone Cowboy Duke and the Green Wave, I mean, they ripped through the back half of their schedule, improving to 10-0, 6-0 in the AAC, while climbing to number 8 in the nation. With second half wins over Army, Memphis, UTSA, Charlotte, Tulsa, and Rice. Signature moment really came against a ranked Memphis squad. Trailing under pressure, Duke's team found a way to escape with a 1-point victory, proving the Green Wave can win tight championship football-style games, guys. From there, Tulane looks like they slammed the door, pretty much. Defenses have consistently held teams under control, while the offense is averaging pretty near 34 points a game, turning close contests into comfortable wins. Championship outlook at Tulane. They're looking real good for the conference championship bid, even better for a CFP bid possibly. I mean, they win out and finish with a perfect regular season and capture an American Conference crown. Actually puts them in excellent position for a coveted CFP berth. Levi, the Keystone Cowboy Duke, he's transformed Tulane into a very complete group of 5 school, one of the more complete teams of those group of 5s in the country. Green Wave winning. Physical defense, efficient offense, and poise expected for a playoff contender. Everybody expects Tulane to slip up every week. I mean, they just keep crashing the checks. Keystone Cowboy, Pennsylvania Tough with New Orleans swagger, has his team believing they belong in anywhere in America. 2 more wins. Green Wave won't just be talking about a conference title. They'll be knocking on the door of a college playoff berth. So now, Coach Nacho Report. So basically here, Coach Nacho's Sacramento State Hornets, by the way, whenever I was covering his recruiting classes, he had 4 commits, but they're all 3 stars. And they're all quality commits. Coach Nacho, he's focusing on quality over quantity, landing 4 very talented 3-star prospects. The Hornets secured 2 quarterbacks in Ansel and Rust, creating long-term competition. Tight end Coates gives Sacramento State that versatile offensive weapon who can contribute in the blocking game, and as a pass catcher, defensive end block brings size and physicality off the edge. He was a great high school prospect, adding one of the Hornets' biggest defensive needs. With the Hornets sitting at 9-1, Sacramento expects its hot start to translate into even more recruiting momentum as the season winds down. Coach Nacho has been selective on the recruiting trail, guys. He's choosing to build a foundation of players that fits his culture rather than simply chasing prospects. Don't let a small class fool you. Coach Nacho's playing the long game, guys. He's got a 9-1 record. Sacramento State on the national radar. If the Hornets finish strong, this recruiting class could grow in a hurry. Winning has a funny way of making recruits answer the phone, you know. But, you know, getting to their second half recap for their season. Yeah, I forgot to slip over. I'm sorry. Coach Nacho. 74 overall. Offense, defense, special teams looking good. But second half belongs to Coach Nacho and Sac State. After reaching the midway point, the Hornets never let up, ripping off 6 straight victories to improve to 10-1 overall and 8-0 in the MAC, putting themselves firmly in control of the conference race. Second half results with wins over Bowling Green, Ohio, Ball State, Kent State, Toledo, and Central Michigan. The biggest takeaway for me is this consistency that Sac State has been able to show. Wasn't blowing everyone out, but they're finding ways to win. And they simply wouldn't relent on defense. Becoming kind of the identity of this football team, allowing 13 points or fewer in 5 of the 6 games while repeatedly forcing opponents into long drives and mistakes. Defense wins championships, and Coach Nacho's club has transformed into one of MAC's stingiest defenses, allowed just 75 total points over the last 6 game stretch, guys, 12.5 per. Held every opponent to under 30 points and 5 under 2 touchdowns. They're winning multiple games with these physical, low-scoring affairs, and championships teams, that's where they usually separate themselves. So I do believe that the MAC championship is not something that is a dream for Sacramento State's first year in the conference. It's a kind of, you know, after a much-needed bye week, the Hornets have one final hurdle at Hawaii. That's the kind of game to define a season. A win out there, you know, likely secure an unbeaten conference record. And, or not, they would secure an unbeaten conference record and likely strengthen Sacramento State's playoff resume heading into the championship season. Offside zone take, Coach Nacho deserves to be squarely in the national conversation as Coach of the Year. 10-1 record is impressive. By the way, Sacramento State has won physical, disciplined football games, and they know how to win them close. Everybody keeps waiting for them to slip up. They just keep piling up the wins. 6 straight, 8-0 in the MAC. One last trip to Hawaii stands between them and Sacramento State's Cinderella first season to get to the conference championship. And in that conversation, the Hornets survive the Islands. Don't be surprised if they are there, knocking on the conference championship door, wanting to raise that trophy. Yeah, it's been a good season to watch, guys. NIU's recruiting trail. DeMarco Jenkins has assembled a pretty deep recruiting class, actually, with securing 15 commits already. Right tackle Favre headlines class as a cornerstone piece, being a 3-star tackle. A lot of these guys are 2-stars, but I wouldn't frown on that. This is a 1-star program whenever he took over, so that's an improvement for sure. 15 commitments in the fold, 7-2 record. NIU is proving that they can recruit while competing for a Mountain West championship, and this class tells me everything I need to know about Jenkins. He's not chasing 3, 4, 5 stars. He's chasing consistent football players, inside and out. 15 commits, heavy investment in the trenches. Defense already winning games. That's how you build a Mountain West contender. And I'm hoping that if he continues this, they'll stick around for years instead of a magical season. But as far as his second half recap goes, after an ugly 56-14 loss in Wyoming, many were wondering if NIU had been done. Their Mountain West hopes might have been dashed. But instead of folding under the pressure, Coach Jenkins rallied his football team, and the Huskies responded with one of the strongest stretches in the conference. Week 8, they took down Hawaii 42-14, and the 1-point win over ranked UNLV. They notched a good win against San Jose, Nevada, and North Dakota State. Capping off another physical performance 168 points scored, 83 allowed. The lone blemish still was the second blemish on the schedule. Most recent blemish was at Wyoming. Jenkins turned that setback into a turning point of the season. Story down the stretch, guys, as Jenkins showed resilience. After Wyoming, there was no panic. The Huskies responded, ripping off 5 straight wins, including a season-saving upset over number 16 UNLV. They now sit first in the Mountain West, one regular season game remaining against UTEP. Good football teams win games. Championship football teams respond to adversity. Wyoming embarrassed NIU, guys, but Jenkins never let that loss define his team. Since then, 5 straight wins, first place in the Mountain West, and a chance to finish the year strong at 10-2. The Huskies take care of UTEP. I don't think that there's any doubt that we're going to see them playing for the Mountain West Championship. Lastly, we want to talk about the Heisman. And right now, it looks like 2 out of our 3 users have had a man in the Heisman, and that is Johnny Daniels, halfback out of Tulane, and halfback Jamar Curtis out of Sacramento State. Arch Manning and Kevin Jennings are finishing up the Heisman talk. Tully Johnson Jr., I feel like maybe he should be in that conversation as well, but not looking like that's going to be the case this year with only a couple of games to go. We'll see, though. We'll see if he can get himself in there by the end of the year. But right now it's leading by Daniels and Curtis, and 2 out of the 3 users. That's about it. As far as your awards watch lists, I'm not going to get down through and read them all, but you guys can take a quick look there. Looks like Johnny Daniels is cleaning up on the first 2. Kurt Signetti, going to win Coach of the Year, maybe. You can see there. There's Fred Biletnikoff. I think old Flathead Willie started calling out that. That was like the Biletnikoff or something like that. So, anyways, that's pretty much that for the awards right now. We'll go over them at the end of the year. Taking one look at the college football playoff bracket. Looks like Tulane sitting at number 8. 10-0. If they can remain undefeated, they should find themselves firmly in the college football playoffs. That's all I got for you this afternoon. You all have a great afternoon and an even better evening. I'm your old man, Flathead Willie. This is the Offside Zone, brought to you by the Pine Tar Sports Network. And we're out.